All right, welcome back. We have Ihotu Joy Amuta in the house of a GEMSTONE Nation Building Foundation, and yeah, you're about to say something.
And she, no, did you see her fist? Can you see her fist? She's
Because
actually,
she's
wrapping it.
GEMSTONE is a foundation that I've always followed through what they've been doing. It's, I guess, I mean, having to work with Fela Doroto is something else.
Yes,
I wish I had the opportunity, you know. But then, great to have you on the show. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
But you are a woman of many sorts. You wear a number of caps. And when I see people like you, I'm like, come on, man. Why did you decide to just be that person? Because now they always say, you know, people talk about the power of focus. Just do one thing, be known for one thing. But then you're known for a plethora of things. I mean, how do you get to put all of that together?
Well, I don't know if I'm known for a number of things.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Blogger, motivational speaker, there's GEMSTONE.
an OAP.
There's TV,
Well,
broadcasting.
okay.
Come on.
All right. Well, I did it in phases. I didn't do everything
At the same time.
you know,
Okay.
and so I had the periods where I didn't have to pay rent. I didn't have to think of paying for fuel and things like that. You know, so I used those periods to learn a lot of things. I dabbled.
Okay,
You know, I
into a
just
number of
dabbled
things.
into all my interests and found ones I was better at and dropped some along the way. And yeah, so that's more like
Someone
it.
would look at your profile and say, okay, wow, maybe this was affected by upbringing. Because a lot of people, when they see people with opportunities, they'll say, okay, maybe the background affected. Do you think it's your background, or you decided to do all this, you had your life planned out when you were younger?
No, I definitely didn't have my life planned out. But my parents helped because they were we grew up to be independent, you know, so they always wanted us to explore different options, you know. So as a kid, my dad would always take us out to different places so we can see different things, experience different things, you know. So I just decided to just try it out. And they encouraged me. They never told me, no, don't do this, go here, read this course. No, I didn't have those kind of parents, you know, so that helped me as well. You know, so.
Okay, so let's talk about a GEMSTONE. Or, okay, no, just before we talk about a GEMSTONE, let's look at the chronological sequence. Okay, what you've done so far.
Yeah.
Maybe take us through a chronological rundown
Yeah.
in their particular order. How did it start? How did you move into which one, which phase, and what? How did it get up until this point?
Okay, I grew up in a house. My dad's a doctor, my mom is a professor, all right? And all in the sciences.
Wow.
So, yeah, growing up, I had the pressure, you know, to go into the sciences, to read the science course or something. But I just couldn't do it, you know. I just couldn't figure out what chemistry was about. And up till now, I'm sorry to all the, you know, science people out there. You know, so I realized that I was very artistic as a kid.
Okay,
I was interested in drawing. I wanted to draw. I wanted to act. I wanted to sing. You know, those were the things I found interesting. And then I was writing all the time. All right. So I decided to, you know, dabble more. And so when I got into university, I read English and literature instead of law. Like my parents would say, why don't you read law? What's English? Who will read? You know, but anyway, I did English. And I started working with media houses. You know, I tried to do different things, presenting, hosting shows, emceeing, you know, so I had to learn jokes, you know, but it was fun for me.
You had to learn jokes.
Yeah.
Is it a prerequisite?
Well, if people laugh when you're talking, they are more excited. They're more relaxed. You know, they appreciate you. So I wasn't a comedian. But, you know, you want to make people laugh. And they're endeared to you when they're happy. You know?
Okay, good.
So, yeah, so media houses. I started media houses, and it was fun. I loved it. I loved going to movie sets. I got to be on BBC Africa. You know, I just was having fun. You know, but then it got to a point where I had to make decisions, you know. Okay, now you've graduated, you've served, then what?
What next? All right.
So I decided to go do some internship on business development because I wanted to learn the business of the media, not just the presenting. I wanted to be behind the cameras as well.
Okay.
You know, so I did that. It was fun. But it also taught me branding and got me into strategy and all that. So I swerved a bit, you know, and then I got into that. I got into AIT as well, and all that. But I think those were my growing stages, where I was still trying to fine-tune myself and all I wanted to do. So I eventually decided to do a master's in creative enterprise. So instead of doing an MBA, which is mainstream business, accounting, finance, I decided to do creative enterprise because in creative enterprise, you do innovation, you do cultural entrepreneurship,
Okay.
you know, you dabble into television production and all those things. So I did that and then came back to the country and met Fela Durete.
Yeah, okay, so let's talk about that. GEMSTONE. I
Yes.
mean, how has it been working with GEMSTONE? What do you do there? And how's the experience been so far in GEMSTONE?
Okay, GEMSTONE is like no other organization that you.
I agree.
It's not.
I agree.
Yeah, it's not. And because we are so focused on building Nigeria, it's a people-focused organization. It's focused on the nation. So it's completely selfless. You can't really come to GEMSTONE thinking, oh, I'm going to get this, I'm going to end this. No, if those are your thoughts, then you've missed it.
You've come to the wrong
You've come
place.
to the wrong place. Because if you know anything about Fela Durete, it's all about Nigeria and what Nigeria can be and where we can go and what we can do. So if you're not having that conversation with him, then you probably will not be having a conversation. So I came back, I got into Lagos for 3 months to do a business contract for an organization. And when I was done, I was going back to Abuja, where I used to live. And then I met him, and then we got talking. And then he said, oh, I like the way you sound, you know. And because I'd come back from the UK, I was very interested in exploring the options of Nigeria. You know, when you leave the country, you realize that, oh my God, there's more at home than there is outside.
Yeah.
You know, so I came back because I wanted to, you know, use the things that we had in Nigeria, help people see that.
You see, but those
You
but
know.
people that have not gone, they are thinking that
They're
they
thinking
Yes,
it's all
but
there.
I encourage everybody to go, really. Oh, yes, because if you do, you appreciate what you have here.
Okay, good.
Yes. You're always a foreigner outside Nigeria.
Definitely.
You're always, and they will tell you.
You put in your face.
Yes, it's clear. Oh, you're Nigerian. Oh my goodness, you're Nigerian. And I'm like, yes, I am. I'm like,
So you have a number of guys saying I'm African.
African, you know.
Yeah, I say, hey, where are you from? I'm from
I'm from
Africa.
Africa.
And the person just, okay, let me not just ask, let me just go further.
Yeah. But they actually do like Nigerians, actually.
Okay,
yeah.
actually,
They act like they don't, but they do. Because we're bold, we're intelligent,
Hardworking.
we speak very well. They're always surprised at how well you speak. Yes, because they don't think English is our first language, so they always expect you to, speak or not know how to use your
Don't
tenses
try
well.
us now. We will go to Dubai and come back with American accent. we're tight like that.
Yes.
Okay, so you're talking about GEMSTONE.
GEMSTONE, yes. So I met him and we got talking, and I told him all the things I wanted to do, and he was like, oh, wow, I have a platform. Why don't you come on this platform? Let's see how we can make it work together. And I was flattered. I felt like, oh my God, this is Fela Durete, I'd known him, I'd met him in 2005 at the youth conference where he talked about, the Vision 2025 and, talked about the anthem, the Nigerian anthem being a prayer and all that. And I was, fascinated and all. And then now he's offering me a job 8 years later, So I was like, okay. I need to think about this because it was a little too much for me.
Too much for you to handle, yeah.
So I took 2 weeks, thought about it, came back, and I have been there for 2 years now.
Okay, what are you doing there?
Awesome.
Okay, I came in to handle systems and processes and structure for the organization because even though it had been existing, they hadn't put it into a format that could become an institution. So that's, so I came in and we did that. We, for the first couple of months, we just focused on building the systems, what should be the structure of the organization, what should the organization do, what shouldn't we do, how should we do it, things like that. And afterwards, it just grew into delivery management, which is really ensuring that people are able to do what they are meant to do. Deliver on your goals, understand what they are, the simplicity of it, and then the best way to ensure that, it's achieved. And over time, we've moved on into more strategic angles because now we have structure in place, we have systems that work, we have processes, but then we need to expand, we need to grow, we need to utilize the media, we need to go into communities. We're in a number of communities already in Nigeria, we're already going into South Africa, into Kenya, into Ghana.
GEMSTONE?
Yes.
Wow. So it's not just
in Nigeria.
No, it can't be, really, because the idea is to have Nigeria be a most desirable nation to live in by December 31st, 2025.
Wow.
Okay.
Now, with what happened over the elections, I'm sure you
The
can
most
tell.
desirable nation to live
Yeah.
in the world or in Africa?
No, in the world.
In the world?
Yeah.
It's achievable.
But now, the issue with that is that if a country becomes the most desirable nation to live in, everybody wants to come into the country. The inflow will be a little more than you can manage. So we need to develop templates that other countries can adopt. So that's why we're in all these other countries. So they take the template that has been developed for Nigeria, and then they use it to develop their own country, setting their own goals. Some people want 2030. Some people are saying, oh, well, we think 2040 will be better. You know, so we need them to be able to do that so that their countries also become desirable nations to live in. So, you know, generally the world just becomes better.
We can spread up the whole stuff.
So you got into Gemstone as a developer,
Yes.
business-minded person. But how did you delve into the motivational speaking part?
Okay, well, that didn't happen with Gemstone. I had been doing that for a while.
Before Gemstone?
Yes, I never considered myself a motivational speaker.
All right.
All right. I just like to talk to people, you know, especially young people, because I just felt, you know, I had been privileged. Even though I know I worked very hard, I did work very hard. I lost nights of sleep trying to read books, trying to do courses online, trying to quickly know this. You know, I studied Leke Alda from start to finish, all his books. You know, I took companies abroad, just so I learned. And I thought that, well, if I'd done all this, why don't I share it with people, especially young people? You know, so I took to talking to them. And then I realized that a lot of people, their problems might just be character. You know, they haven't built the right character. You know, some people, it's focus, you know, things like that. So that just helped. Over time, it just shaped all the topics that, you know, I was known to talk about, or I am known to talk about. And at some point, I decided, oh, let's focus on women. There are a lot of women that haven't achieved a lot because, you know, they have this feeling, oh, they're women, we need to get married and have kids. And, you know. So why don't you talk to them and say, oh, you get married, have kids, but then do this, do that, you know, have something else, be known for something else. And I think that people just saw that as motivational speaking.
Oh, right.
So they now tagged me. You know, I didn't start out that way, but yeah, it has evolved. So
talking about women, sorry, pardon me. Talking about women, a lot of emotional issues. So how do you pull them away from that? Okay, you can push this aside. Yes, definitely you have to do this, but concentrate on working and improving your lifestyle. Even though the society would tell you, okay, see, yes, you have to do all that, but this is really, really important. How do you get to bring women out of their shells, their emotional shells?
Yeah, I think that if you know who you are, first of all, you need to find out who you are. What are you able to do? What do you carry as a person? Because I believe that everybody on earth is on earth for a purpose. There's something you carry inside that the world needs. If you don't carry anything, you're not relevant, you know, and people won't miss you when you're gone. You know, they won't even remember that you left, you know. So I think that people need to first of all find out that, you know, this is who I am. I carry something that is important to the world. I carry something that the world needs.
Before you go on, please, we have call on the line. We have Happiness from Enugu State. Hello, Happiness. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Hello, Happiness.
Hello, good morning.
How are you doing, Happiness?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to say hi to your Amuta.
Can you turn down the volume of your TV set, please?
Thank you.
Oh,
she had to put up. Happiness.
I haven't heard myself on your TV set. Okay, but the phone lines are actually open. 00912222283. 0091222284, 081400000283, 081400000284. Right. Okay.
Before the call came in, you were talking about a woman's life.
Yeah. And also, I'm a Christian, so, you know, I believe in creation and God's purpose and things like that. And I also believe that the woman was created to nurture things, to take care of things. That's why she's called the helpmeet. Not helpmeet, but a help meet. That means a help that's made to meet, you know, needs and meet things that, you know. So that's why if you notice organizations that have women in leadership positions, they do very well. They probably will do better. Because not only will a woman put the practical and logical aspects to work, she will also use her instincts, you know, and she will also be able to see the staff beyond just people, you know, just people working around, but she will be able to appeal to their endearing side and their soft side. So if every woman can realize that they're specially made, they're just not made to be on earth. There's something special about them. There's something you add to the world, you know, there's a flavor that you put in, there's a seasoning that makes it all go round, you know, then first of all, just know that that's the starting point. Then you can build on that. You can now say, okay, so this is who I am. I'm important, I'm relevant, no matter what I've been through. I've probably been through it for a purpose, because everything you've been through, someone else will go through. So you can help them, you know. So you realize that, then you begin to build on it. So what are my expertise? Am I good in the arts, the sciences? Do I like to talk? Do I like to write? Do I like to travel? See, people have made jobs out of everything.
Out of everything.
True.
So it's about, you're talking about, it's about finding your passion,
Yes.
what you like doing, and then from there you move to the next stage.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you say, can you blow your trumpet a bit? Let's see, what has GEMSTONE, let's look at the successes GEMSTONE, okay, let's look at GEMSTONE has
Yeah.
recorded so far. How would you rate that, or talk about the successes GEMSTONE has recorded so far?
Okay, well, between May 18th, 2013, that's when we flagged off what we call the GEMSTONE Nation Builders Network. Now, the network is people all over the country, all over the world, who have signed up to say, oh, I want to be recognized as a nation builder. I want to do stuff. I want to support what you people are doing. And
Okay, I
make
can
impact.
sign up on the website.
You can sign up, yes.
Right,
you
I'll
can
do
sign
that.
up.
Make
So
that.
you just become a nation builder. What we expect nation builders to do is to cause impact. It's one way or the other. Because GEMSTONE is about two things. One is value infusion. Value infusion means that we understand that the value system of Nigeria is practically eroded.
Okay.
So people don't do the right things because they want to. They do the right things because they have to. All
Okay,
right. So
all right.
people don't run traffic lights because you shouldn't, but they don't run it because LASMA will catch them.
We'll catch them.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So we want people to begin to do things because it is right, and
Right.
they know that it is right. All right. And you don't throw trash out of the window because you shouldn't, not because somebody's going to arrest you or catch you or something. All right. So value infusion is important. So we have 10 values that we share in schools, and you know, all that's important. Let people begin to live for themselves and for their nation. You're right. And then transformational projects. So we have 1,107 people who have signed up to our community networks. Community networks are locational. So we have 26 of those in different parts of Nigeria, where people come together once every month, third Saturday every month, and talk about how they can improve their communities, you know, what kind of trainings they can do around the area. We expect them to do what's called area assessments, so they know what the prevailing issues are, and then they prioritize. So based on priority, they do their work. Then we are in a lot of schools, primary and secondary schools, running clubs. We call them value-based leadership clubs, where it's not just soft skills, we teach them values. You know, we tell them
Okay.
to begin to dream to be presidents from primary school. You know, see yourself on large stages. So we try to create those kind of platforms for them and things like that. We are in over 177 schools across Nigeria, and we are getting into more.
Into more
Yeah,
schools.
but we also train teachers as well, because
Okay.
you can train the kids, but what do they hear from their teachers?
From the teachers. Okay, just please, we don't have so much time,
so-
but then you were talking about the website. Please, can you give us the website? How do we get to
Okay.
register? And then maybe social media handles.
Okay, website is www.gemstoneng.org. So if you go there, you can do /register, /subscribe, subscribe to the values. There are 10 values, very simple values, they're like lifestyle values. And then the social media handles, on Twitter, we are @WeAreGemstone. On Instagram, we are @WeAreGemstone. On Facebook is GEMSTONE Nation Builders Network.
All right. It's great talking to people like this. I love people that can talk. You just ask one question and you could go on for like one hour. You're just enjoying the interview. But then it's been a great show. We've had her in the house and we're talking about GEMSTONE and building the nation. We're just moving into a new phase as a nation. So, hey, come on. Go out there, be the best you can be for your nation.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow.